Hi, everybody. My name is Adam Cohn. I'm the Vice President of Broadcasting here at NCMA Boston, back with yet another Meet the Speaker interview for our AI in Contracting Conference. Today, I am joined by Aza Jayaprakash, and I hope I didn't completely butcher her last name. She is the Counsel and Lead for Law, Regulations, and Policy for the Department of Defense Intellectual Property Cadre, Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition and Sustainment. Aza, I know, has another title. I think we need to get you a smaller title business card.
I think so.
How
So
about just all around awesome person who does work for the government?
said no one, but thank you.
So, Aza, why don't you, well, first of all, welcome in. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. In terms of like other titles, if I need one, I'm also Associate General Counsel in the Acquisition Logistics Division of the DoD Office of General Counsel. And a little bit about myself. Well, about 4 years ago, I joined the DoD Office of General Counsel, but I also started working as counsel for the DoD Intellectual Property Cadre, which is a small group of cross-functional professionals who are program managers, sustainment experts, IP SMEs, and we are here to tackle some really hard problems for the DoD in terms of IP and acquisitions. So within that group, I'm also the lead for law, regulations, and policy, as I mentioned, and that's a very broad scope, and it's really fun to work on these, not just program advising, but also regulatory reform. And in this role, I've had the opportunity to provide IP-related advice to various DoD programs, including the Chief Data and AI Office on the Tradewinds AI acquisition ecosystem. Some of you may know it well, and I hope you all love it.
Love it. So, your session is specifically called Intellectual Property Strategies and Tactics for DoD AI Acquisitions. Now, we have a lot of things regarding acquisitions, regarding AI in this conference. So, what kind of got you into your field? Because we know how relatively new AI is, and someone has to deal with the intellectual property. So, kind of what got you into your field?
Well, you have to go way back. You have to take out the ancient scrolls for this one. So after studying chemistry and computer science, I really wanted an opportunity to merge my interests in research and development with my interest in legal protections for innovation. And so a long time ago, I became a patent attorney to continue to learn about supporting and learning all this cutting edge technology. And after working as a patent attorney in private firms for a long time, I had a fantastic opportunity to apply my experience to IP and DoD acquisitions, and that was with the Army. And so I worked with the Army for various program executive offices for 10 years. And that was really more on the transactional side of IP, and also with the framework of the federal acquisition regulations. And it's been really fantastic to be able to merge all those interests and help the DoD acquire the best in technology to defend our nation. And what's been another fascinating opportunity is to do that at the OSD level and be able to help customers like CAO, who are assisting programs through all the military departments in acquiring IP. And not just under FAR-based contracts. We're looking at, when you talk about Tradewinds, frequently OTAs. So it's been fascinating to use a lot of different types of tactics and techniques and procedures to kind of balance the interests of both the DoD and industry partners, and really try to find ways to incentivize AI vendors to partner with the DoD and using IP to do that.
I love that. So, like I said, we have a lot of different topics here. We have yours, and then the next session after that, we have two, how AI impacts contracts ABCs. But again, to your point, Keith Gibson's going to be talking about strategies for buying AI with CSOs and OTAs, which is going to be really interesting because people are going to go from probably your section into that next section and be like, okay, I learned about the strategies, but now there's even more strategies when it comes to just buying it, because IP in and of itself, I've done both prime contracts and subcontracts. IP is always one of those things. Sometimes it's a gray area, sometimes it's very black and white, and you have to make sure you can navigate that properly. So, speaking about IP, what interests you specifically about this topic you're presenting on before we get into the meat and potatoes of what the session people can expect to learn?
Well, just to take a step back, I really enjoy teaching the acquisition professionals about IP strategies in a way that they can understand that IP and developing IP strategies is not some game for IP lawyers. I think sometimes people think that's a lawyer's problem, and how do I figure that out if you're not a lawyer, or if you don't necessarily? Some people think, well, I'm not a technician. How do I figure this out? And one of the missions of the IP cadre is telling people that IP is a team sport, and it requires the expertise of program managers, contracting officers, engineers, logisticians, and not one of these subject matters is the totality of how you find these solutions, how you develop these IP strategies. And in my experience, I believe that we develop our best IP strategies as cross-functional teams. So one of the parts of, I think, my presentation is going to be really highlighting that and trying to make this, give people a sense of kind of ownership in this, and that they have a voice that is important, and that their expertise can be applied to developing these IP strategies, whether you're a technician, whether you're a lawyer or not.
I love it. Kind of merging both questions at the same time there. What else do you want to share with the people out there before they come to the conference and see you talk?
Sure. I hope that the audience is going to see that, maybe look at IP strategies in a new light, and rather than focusing mainly on DFARS license rights categories and what they may see as limitations in the regulations. I want the audience to think about how IP strategies really fit within the broader context of opportunities and risks in acquisition strategies. And once you think of it that way, it becomes less of a legal game and more of a question of, how do we apply our business acumen? How do we apply our technical strategy to finding opportunities and mitigating risks as well? So,
love it. I'm so looking forward to this entire conference, and I can only be in so many places at once, and I want to see every single one of these presentations. Azza, thank you so much. I am so looking forward to meeting you and the rest of the speakers virtually through our walkthroughs. And of course, for all of you out there, I'm so thrilled that we have such an amazing group of speakers for all of you out there to be able to come and see with our brand new partners at Uncork It, using a brand new platform called GatherTown. You can find out more information about the event at ncmaboston.org. And it is on November 20th, 2024. We'll see you there.